Coming up in this episode, we ride the famous Bealach, we ride over the iconic Skye Bridge, and we catch a ferry back to mainland Scotland.
So good morning everybody. So just at the accommodation at the Aultguish Inn. It's on the A835 in between Ullapool and Inverness. And it was a cracking night's accommodation. So definitely can recommend it if you're looking for somewhere to stay around this area. Again, we struggled a bit to get accommodation, just about anywhere really. So when this place came up, it was a little bit expensive, but like I say, not a lot of choice, so we ended up here, and it's been perfectly fine. We've had a good night. Let's get into breakfast now, and then we'll be away. So the plan for today is to aim for the Applecross area, probably do the Applecross Pass, onto the Isle of Skye, bit of riding around the Isle of Skye, and probably ending the night around Mallaig. So come with me, as always. I am the motorcycle wanderer. Let's get on the road. So, good morning everybody, we're on the road. We've left the Aultguish Inn where we stayed last night. Nice place, nice food, good breakfast. 12 quid extra for the breakfast, but that's okay. So we're heading up the A835 towards Ullapool. But before we get to Ullapool, we're going to swing a left and we're going to go round the Gairloch loop in an anti-clockwise direction, and then once we get to the bottom of there, we'll proceed a little bit further south. We'll do a little bit of the Applecross Pass. We'll just go up to the top and back down again, or at least that's the plan, dependent on the number of camper vans on the road. And then from there we'll proceed through Kinlochewe on to the Isle of Skye. We'll do a full tour of the Isle of Skye, arriving back in Armadale to get the ferry across to Mallaig, and then to stay in our hotel tonight, which is about 10-15 minutes south of Mallaig. So that's the plan. The weather again is fantastic, and yeah, come with us. I am the motorcycle wanderer. Let's get on the road. I love the shadows those clouds cast over the hills. So that was a quick coffee stop in Gairloch. Very nice cappuccino. And just carrying on now round the Gairloch coastal routes, and we're going to take a right turn off to head down towards Kinlochewe and then onto the Isle of Skye. The weather's picking up, temperature's fantastic, roads are good. Go with me.
After the coffee at Gairloch, we carried on along the road until we got to Kinlochewe, where we took a right to head towards Bealach, or the Applecross Pass as it's commonly known. The scenery along the way was just absolutely stunning, and I may sound a bit like a broken record with that, but I could not believe how lucky we had been with the weather and how lucky we continued to be, and we were just soaking it up. It was absolutely glorious. After some time we arrived at the turn for the Applecross Pass, and as I turned in it was with some trepidation and excitement in equal measure that I was finally here to find out what this pass was all about. And it didn't take long before these majestic mountains started making a real impression on me. Even at this low level, with the heather and the bracken taking on their autumn colours, and the whole thing lit by this beautiful midday sun through a dramatic sky, the road just had a wild feel about it, and it was a pleasure to ride. The upper part of the climb was somewhat tainted when we got stuck behind this Calagas truck, who subsequently got stuck with all the traffic coming down and camper vans, etc. But hey, you know, it was still a great day, a great place to be, and it didn't really detract from the scenery all that much. And on the plus side, we still had the descent ahead of us. Well, I could certainly see what all the fuss was about. This was spectacular. Just look at that for a view. Definitely worth a visit, and I, for one, will be back. So this is the A896, just coming down to Loch Arran. We've done the Applecross pass thingy, just up and down again. And we're just going to stop for a bit of fuel. And then we're going to proceed around the loch afterwards. Here we are. Welcome to the Isle of Skye. So we're going to head up to Portree and just see what the situation is like and see if we have time to go any further up. We're on the ferry to Mallaig. We need to be there by 17:10 and it's 14:10 now, so we've got 3 hours, so we'll do what we can and then we'll head down to the ferry.
So here we are on the Isle of Skye, doing a little bit of a cut across road, the B885, just to get a feel of the place before we head back down to Armadale to get the ferry back across to the mainland. And it looks pretty remote, it's pretty windy, you can probably hear that on the mic, I apologise for that. But yeah, soak it up.
This was one of those roads that we just decided on over lunch, and what a great decision. Really gave us the feel of the island, and although we didn't have long on Skye on this occasion, it just made the visit worthwhile. It was a beautiful road, beautiful sky in front, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly recommended. B885 out of Portree.
So we're just approaching Armadale, on the only road into Armadale, to catch the ferry across to Mallaig. It's Mallaig just across there, as you can see, across the water. So it's just a half-hour crossing. We have pre-booked. Pre-booking is essential. And we're on the 17:30. Latest check-in is 17:10. It's 16:39. So we're bang on. Might even get a cup of tea before we get on. So I'll film the process and then talk to you on board.
Doing all right yourselves?
So that's us, we're on the ferry, next stop Mallaig. Those are the bikes down on the deck there, just waiting for the rest of the vehicles to board. We're up in the luxury lounge on the top. That's a cracking view. Now to Mallaig, going well. We left a bit early, so we'll be in the hotel before long. Lovely. So we've just been waiting outside the harbour.
been waiting for this one to come out and free up the space for us to go in, so that should be us going in now to dock, and then we've got about 10 minutes down to the hotel. So here we are in Mallaig, 5 minutes to the hotel and a pint of beer. That's a corker.
So just 10 minutes down the road from Mallaig, this was the Arisaig Hotel. Really cracking night here, can't recommend it highly enough. The bar was amazing, really lively atmosphere, live music some nights, not on the night we were there. Great selection of whiskies, all laid out in a book with descriptions, etc. If you're into that sort of thing, it was perfect. So yeah, Arisaig Hotel, we spent the night here. Coming up next time, we see Ben Nevis in the sunshine, we ride the amazing Glencoe, and we drop back down into England. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you next time. I've been the Motorcycle Wanderer.